Hey guys, it's me, Sierra, and I am back again with another VSG weight loss journey update. So this is going to be my week 9 update, and I'm so sorry guys if you watched my last video, which probably is going to be posted right before this video. I was like so all over the place that I kept saying week 7, but it was really my week 8 video. So I'm so sorry for all that. I am definitely trying to keep up with these weeks week to week, but it definitely got a little bit confusing because I have a lot of stuff going on with work, and I've been working so much and still trying to hit the gym and still trying to be a mom and still trying to be a wife. So excuse my little, you know, brain fart moment, but this is officially week 9. So technically today, the day that I'm filming this video, I am 64 days post-op. As you guys all know, if you've been following me on this journey, I like to film my weight loss video on Wednesdays because I weigh myself on Wednesdays. My surgery was actually on a Tuesday, but I just kind of feel like you gotta have the whole full 7 days before you can say like, hey, on the 7th day I lost this much. Because if I weighed myself the morning of the 7th day, have I really lost anything on that day or not? You know, so I just feel better giving myself the full 7 days, which means, you know, I weigh myself Wednesday morning. So long story short, last week I had a gain of 0.2 ounces. And I was a little, I'm not gonna say I was discouraged or sad about it, but I definitely was trying to figure out what caused me to not lose anything that week, because I was still following, for the most part, I was following the same formula that I followed in my week 6 and week 7 regimen. Which week 6 I lost the 5.2 pounds, which that was the first week I introduced working out to my diet, so that makes sense. And then week 7 I lost 4.2 pounds. So I was super excited that I had kind of started this trend, but last week proved to me that that wasn't true either. So I've been really paying attention to what works and what doesn't work, because I really want to get this formula down and I want to be able to see some type of consistency every week. And you know, I'm not gonna walk around here acting like I think I should be losing 5 pounds every week, but I do expect the 2 to 3 pound loss that most people, even without the tool, can lose. That's always been my goal before I had the surgery. Every time I would start a weight loss journey, my goal was basically 2 to 3 pounds a week, because that's the standard weight loss for most people that's on a weight loss journey. You know, 3,500 calories is considered a pound. You know, if you don't know anything about the calorie burn versus the pound loss and all that, definitely do some research on that, because that's kind of what I had drilled into my head based off of all of my previous workout, my previous weight loss journeys, that, you know, I have to burn these 3,500 calories to lose a pound. And I don't know per se if that is accurate with the tool, because I know for sure, for a fact, that I am burning well over, you know, the amount to lose 2 pounds. I'm burning way more than that per week, and I'm eating way less than the standard like 1,200 to 1,500 calories that most people kind of stick between when they are on a weight loss journey. So I think one of the problems that I could quickly identify was that I wasn't eating enough. I think that's one of the problems from last week. And then the other problem, I think, was I had a lot of water weight on me. I could feel like sodium wise, I had a little too much sodium in my system. And that came from that particular week I had seafood. And I think the seafood put my sodium intake way too high. So I had crawfish, but as you all know, I love seafood, I love crawfish, but I'm not eating the meat. Like, I'm literally just sucking the juice and eating the claws so that I can eat the pound of crawfish technically. So I'm really wasting my money, to be honest, because I'm not eating the tails. I mean, I may eat 1 or 2 tails, but because I know I get full very fast, if I were to eat those tails, I would only probably be able to eat maybe 5 or 6 crawfish. And who wants to sit down to eat crawfish and only have 5 or 6? Like, that's like a negative for me. So for me to be able to enjoy the seafood, I just basically, like I said, I suck the juice and I eat the claws, which has very little meat. So I'm able to eat like a pound of crawfish and enjoy just eating the claws. And that's just my little piece of earth, being a New Orleans girl, you know, like that's just kind of what I thought. So I think while I was respecting my tool by not trying to stuff it with crawfish, I didn't realize that that sodium probably played a huge role in the water retention in my body. I could tell this week that I didn't have as much sodium on me because my fingers, like, I can't really explain it, but there's when you know, for me at least, when I know I have too much sodium on me, my fingers feel kind of swollen. Not swollen, but they feel tight. That's the best way I could describe it. Like, they feel tighter than normal. They're not as, yeah, they just feel tight. And then I can also tell in my feet, like my shoes, my tennis shoes that I jog in, they are tighter than normal when my feet are kind of like swollen. I guess it is swollen from sodium. And I could tell that week that I had sodium on me. So one thing that I did do this week, I went and I bought a sauna suit. And I haven't used it at the gym, but I did work out one day, just one day I worked out with it, and I was able to sweat out like a lot of water weight, making sure at the same time that I stayed hydrated, because a big thing that I found out prior to getting my surgery when I was doing my research is that people with VSG get dehydrated a lot because some people can't drink as much water as they need to. I personally, at this point, 9 weeks post-op, I have no issues with drinking, and because it's such a big issue, I'm actually gonna make a video on how to drink after VSG for you guys to help you out, because I see a lot of people saying that they're afraid they're never gonna be able to drink again, they're never gonna be able to, you know, just enjoy like drinking ice cold water. And it's not true, guys. Like, I love water. I love drinking, and not drinking like alcohol, but I love to engage in liquids. Like, I like to drink water. That's really all I drink. Water and Powerade Zero is what I drink. But I know what you guys mean when you're thinking you can't drink again, because so many people say you have to sip and you can't drink out of a straw. Well, listen, for me, I'm able to drink out of a straw with no problems. I'm able to drink out of my water bottle, which is a sippy, which is a straw system, with no problems. I've posted on Instagram my water bottle that I use, and when I'm at the gym, I fill it up to 32 ounces, and I don't leave the gym until I've completed the whole 32 ounces. And I'm only at the gym sometimes 45 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, but I'm just always, every time I start walking on a treadmill, like I jog a little, walk a little, every time I start walking, I start drinking some water to kind of be able to keep myself hydrated. So when I did that workout with the sauna suit, I was very conscious of making sure I was hydrated, because I knew that I was about to sweat out some of this sodium. So I drank that whole morning, that whole day. I knew I was going to use the sauna suit that night, so I made sure that I drank as much as I could, and then during the workout I drank as much as I could. And I think that helped me to not feel any type of dehydration feelings or anything like that. So I want to say that that definitely helped out, getting all that sodium off of me, trying to sweat out some of that that extra water weight. And you know, while I only lost a little bit this week, I'm happy that the scale actually started to move. Another thing that I think caused me to not really lose anything week 8 was I feel as though I was a little constipated. constipation is a real issue with this surgery, guys. So I had kind of slacked off on drinking my tea every night, and I think that played another role. So this week I am actually doing another test. Like, it's just testing. It's trial and trial and trial, and try to figure out what works, what doesn't work. So I'm gonna go back to making sure that I drink my Smooth Move tea every night. Well, I was drinking it every other night because it's kind of strong for me. So every other night I'm gonna start drinking it again, just to see if that plays a role in keeping me regular, because it was working week 6 and week 7, and I don't know why I just kind of fell off the bandwagon with it on week 8, but I did. So I'm gonna do it again. And I'm also gonna make sure that my water intake is still good. I'm gonna make sure that my protein intake is still good, and just hope that this next upcoming week, week 10, which is a celebration week, you know, we're gonna be in 2 full hands of weeks. So I think this is a week that might call for a celebration. So hopefully I can really put up a big number for week 10. But I'm gonna do all the things I did in week 6 and 7 and be very strict with my intake, making sure that when I cook my my protein, so the only meat I'm eating is chicken and fish at this point, well, shrimp too, like sauteed grilled shrimp. So when I fix these items, I'm gonna make sure that I use as little sodium as possible. I do cook with like Mrs. Dash a lot, but I'm like, I love Tony's, guys. Like, Tony's is my everyday, like, I cook everything with Tony's. So, and I don't use a lot of it though, you know. I don't want to sound like I'm just like pouring it up, but I sprinkle enough, you know, where it can season it. But I'm gonna pull back a little bit, because honestly I don't mind. I'm not gonna call it bland food, but I am the type of person that loves food for what it is. So like, I can eat broccoli with just a little butter, salt and pepper, very little salt. I could even sometimes eat it with nothing, you know, like, as long as it's cooked at the consistency that I like, I'm pretty good. So I'm gonna pull back on the Tony's, and we'll see if that makes a difference, because I really don't want to get that sodium on me like I had it in week 8. It's crawfish season here. I would love to, you know, have my seafood every other week, once a week, or whatever, but I'm going to fall back on my seafood as well. You know, I'll probably get it like once a month or something like that for now, just because my goals are much more important than eating crawfish at this point. But this is an honest journey, so I'm just being honest. Other than just, you know, having the sodium, I really do everything right. I mean, I take all my vitamins, I drink my water, I take my protein, I'm exercising. I mean, I am like almost a picture perfect patient at this point. It's just I'm not that skilled at it yet, because I'm still learning. I mean, I've only technically been eating regular foods for 3 weeks, to be honest. I mean, I got off of soft foods week 6, so week 7, 8, and 9 technically it's only been 3 weeks, and I'm trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So, you know, it's definitely a journey, guys. I want to make sure that you guys know, if you're going to embark on this journey, you have to be very patient with yourself. You have to be understanding. You have to know that certain things are not going to work. Certain things may stall you, and you just have to work through it. At the same time, my body is still changing. Like, last week when I weighed myself, I knew that I had lost inches because a pair of shorts that I could not zipped easy. So I wasn't discouraged. I was just like, you know, of course you're kind of a whole week and nothing. I gained, like, how did I gain weight? Like, how did I gain 0.2 ounces, which 0.2 ounces is nothing, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't beat myself up about it at all. I was more focused last week on hair loss, to be honest, because that was kind of what was happening to me last week. And this week I haven't noticed it at all. So I think I caught it and fixed it. I think it was a combination of me not getting enough protein, because I pulled back on protein, and I wasn't I think I wanted, because I incorporated iron and stronger biotin in my vitamins, I think I was able to catch it. And I had my hair in crown braids. I got a body massage today because my shoulder My shoulder was locked up. I slept bad the other day. But I had my hair in braids, but I took it out because the therapist needed to get to my scalp. But since putting my hair up, like, obviously I won't know if it has any shedding, but today when I took my braids out, I just kind of pulled, like, fingered this little section to see if anything came out, and nothing came out. So I think that was an indication that things are going well. I'm gonna braid this back up because it's still fresh. I've only had it up since Sunday, and today's Wednesday, so I'm gonna put it back up. But yeah, so week 9 has been just a week of trying to figure out what went wrong in week 8, and I guess I figured it out a little bit. We'll see what happens in week 10. I'm hoping for a 5-pound loss to kind of make up for week 8. But if I don't get it, it's okay. Like, I'm not in a race. I'm not in a rush. I just want to, you know, make sure that this investment in myself was something that I can genuinely say I'm giving 150% to. I don't want to be someone who did this and then fails at it too. Like that, I would never be able to live with myself if I failed after putting myself through this to get this tool to help me. Like, that's not who I am. So I'm just staying prayerful, staying faithful that, you know, God's gonna help me figure out the right formula for my body, and then share it with you guys. So, you know, when you reach a point where you're stalling, or you reach a point where you can't figure out what you may have done, you know, right or wrong, you can refer to this and maybe try some of the things that I'm trying. That's why I'm very open and honest on Instagram, guys. Like, I share everything. I don't keep anything from you guys. I tell you guys everything, and you know, I just expect that you guys know that I'm human and I'm not gonna be perfect, because I'm still learning. I'm 3 weeks into eating regular foods. I mean, I can't tell you what to do at this point. All I can do is tell you my experiences, and then once I get to a point where I figure it out, then I'll be able to share more of, you know, try this, try that, this works, that works, you know. But right now I'm just documenting my journey and hoping that it helps someone in the future. That is it. So I appreciate you guys so much for joining me on this journey. I'm gonna give you guys my stats real quick, and then I'll give like a quick little body shot, because I realized I hadn't done that. Like, I hadn't done any body shots with you guys since I've been filming. Like, I just do talk through. So I'm gonna just stand up and show you guys what my body looks like right here once I give you my stats. So last week I was 258.46. What was I? 258.4. I had gained 0.2 ounces, and this week I was 255.6, and I have not been 255, guys, since I gave birth to my son 10 years ago. So today I was like, oh my god, I'm at 255. Like, it's sad, but it's not sad. Like, I was 255 pounds when I went into labor with my son 10 years ago. I mean, my normal average weight, I used to kind of stick around like the 220s, 230s kind of area. And then I think right before I got pregnant, like a couple months before I found out I was expecting, I had kind of gotten up to like maybe the 240s, because I really didn't gain a lot of weight during my pregnancy. I actually was losing weight. It was weird. But I was 255 when I gave birth. So I am officially the same weight that I was when I was 9 months pregnant, 10 months pregnant, whatever, with my son. And I'm just excited to be back at that weight, because I never saw that number on a scale since that day. So yeah, my next goal my goal for April is that I get down to the 240s. So I'm at 255. I'm hoping I can get to 240. I know it's a lot now. Like, I'm already the 2nd week into April. So that means that the next 2 weeks I would really have to put in some major work. And the way these numbers have been looking, I'm not too hopeful that I'm going to be able to lose that much. But I feel like as long as I could get myself into the 240s, I'll be super proud of myself and super happy with myself. Because once again, this is not a race. This is just a journey to my health. That's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stand up and let you guys see what I'm looking like. excuse me. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you guys so much. All right, here we go. So this is, look at my stomach. Oh, I can show you guys my scars. I've been putting Mederma. Is it called Mederma? Yeah. So here's one. It's like really small, and that's the one you really can't even see or like feel at all. This one is kind of big, but I've been putting Mederma on that one. And then this is where the drainage tube was. So it then got it kind of dark. I've noticed the longer that as the weeks go by, they're getting darker. And then this is the one that gave me the most trouble because it was in like where my stomach used to fold over right there. It was like right in that fold. So it was like, oh, I remember it was so irritable. But that's what it looks like now. This is the only one that didn't heal as pretty as it could have. But I've been putting Mederma on it to get it to do whatever. And then this right here, guys, this is from my waist trainer thing. Like the zippers were digging in my skin when I was jogging it, and I didn't know until after, and I was like, are you kidding me? So I've been putting Mederma on that too because it's scarred. It was just like a brush burn kind of scrape. But let me move this chair out the way so you can see. All right, so this is what I'm looking like. So this pooch area is terrible. And this is upper body. I'll show my back. You guys see me? So I still have some rows here, and I'll show my belly. So this is what my stomach is looking like. This little section here, I've always had this lower pooch area. It never did this though. Like it was always like really firm and intact and kind of just in the center. But obviously after having kids and, well, it got a little, gravity got a hold of it. So, but this is what my stomach looks like, and I've been putting skin firming lotion on. I put that on every night to try to make sure that I give my skin some type of chance of tightening up. But yeah, so so yeah, that's what my tummy looks like right now. And yeah, so that's it, guys. You guys enjoy your week. Deuces.